Property Mythbusters. Hi, I'm Ken
From Avvora.
from Avvora Finance broker.
I'm Debra Beck-Mewing from Crave Property Advisory.
And I'm John Gilmovich from Real Property Manager.
We're here to bust myths around contradictions and misleading information in the property investing space.
Thanks, Deborah. And for the next 10 minutes, our topic today will be, are off-the-plan apartments as safe as houses?
Yes, given the media focus at the moment with some of the issues with apartments, not only in Sydney but now Australia-wide, John?
That's true. So there has been a couple of recent high-profile cases, of which the latest one here in Sydney, Mascot Towers, where 122 residents with a mix of owner-occupiers and tenants have been evacuated due to major defects. Now that's become a grave concern for the public on many fronts, and government intervention has just occurred.
Yeah, so a little bit more detail in that that building is started out as an off-the-plan sale, and now they're sort of into second and third generation buyers, and the issue is that the building insurance or the building warranty, builder's warranty ran out at 6 years, and this building is more than 10 years old.
More than 10 years old, that's right.
Yeah, but it's not, like, we're just talking generally about buying into high-rise apartments, I guess, because it's not only about how old they are.
Absolutely, and with any purchase, there is risk. With any property purchase, there is risk, but in particular, off the plan and high-rise in particular, I would put it in the high-risk category.
Yeah.
Well, the bank's certainly got to share that view as well, John, because there's inherent risk with off-the-plan purchases. Generally speaking, pre-approvals, they can last up to 90 days. And when you buy a property off the plan, normally it's 12, 18, maybe 24 months out. So from a borrower's perspective or an applicant's perspective, things can change during that time. So over the last 18 months, we saw a decrease in borrowing capacity. Prior to that, we saw lenders reducing LVRs, so meaning that borrowers had to put more of their money in to secure the property. So credit policies and the home loan market can change quite drastically over the settlement period prior to settlement, and that's a risk for the purchasers.
Well, and also for the banks.
Yeah. Yeah, so very interesting. I mean, given the facts now established that yes, there are grave risks, there are financial risks for the property owners as well as the banks who are financing these products.
Yep.
The media has now turned attention on what sort of impact will that have on valuations.
Yeah. Well,
and resale price.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the banks are. I know of a lender who is only going to be offering 70% maximum LVR loans for high density apartments, which is categorized by 5 levels high, with more than 50 units, excluding car spaces and things like that. Those levels for those parking. So, yeah.
So that makes sense too, because something that I have only learned recently is that the insurers have walked away from insuring anything over, I think it's 5 levels.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. And so here's another myth that all of a sudden, especially if you're a new purchaser, that you think that there is an insurance policy on their building that's going to cover you financially. Well, the fact of the matter is, coming out of this case, it's not, because there are time lapses and there are exclusions in both building policies and landlord insurance. So most of these investors are not going to get paid out for loss of rent, unfortunately.
Yeah, so even though they've been paying their landlord insurance, because of the complexities of the issues with the building that excludes them from the coverage.
Correct. So there are specific policies out there, and that's probably will put them in the majority. That they will not be paying if it's related to an actual defect rather than a natural cause or natural disaster, such as a water leak through with rain or broken plumbing. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, just to kind of shift the dynamics here, I guess, a little bit, or look at it from a different perspective, is there any real benefits to purchasing high density or making off-the-plan purchases for units? If someone was so keen to absolutely do, I mean, from an owner-occupied point of view, I guess if you're wanting something new, etc., there's an emotional tie to the property. But from an investor's point of view,
do you have a point of view on that? I certainly do.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Sure.
So often people buy into these types of apartments because there's a particular location that's attractive, or they might have a really good view, but the downside of it is they will get hard sold into buying these types of properties because of the negative gearing and depreciation that they'll get from it. But if you're an owner-occupier, it's usually because, it's a little bit cheaper than buying a full-on house.
Right.
It is. So price point does play a crucial role in this, as well as over the years we've seen some change in relation to the type of dwelling people want. Not everybody wants their quarter acre or big backyard and the mowing lawns.
Maintenance.
So apartment living offers that easy commuting, park yourself and settle in. That's all you really need to get on and to do, and get on with your work in your life. So from a lifestyle perspective, apartments are very, very desirable. As well as buying something that's brand new and unlived in is also a draw card. So you can see how buyers can be drawn in very easily. It's very attractive.
But so I guess moving forward, what advice can we give? So if you are thinking about purchasing off the plan, it's really just about making sure you do some good due diligence, and that includes, number one, researching the developer.
That'll be a great starting point.
And so looking for examples of what they've built before. If you are buying into a recently built property, the next most important thing you need to do is do a strata report and actually read it. So in the case of the current issue that we've got in Sydney at the moment, there's people that purchased into that Mascot building only, I think, 6 or 3 months ago, but the issues were
pre-existing,
like from 2011, I understand. So it should have all been there in the report. A lot of people, I find, might get the report, which can cost about $500 or $600, but they'll get the report, but they won't read it or they won't understand it. But the other tip I was given is that you should also do a building inspection, like we would always do when we're buying a house or a low-rise apartment or a townhouse. We'd always do a building and pest inspection, but you should also do that for an apartment.
And there are specific strata experts going out there doing these inspections, and they know what to look out for.
Like the concrete cracks.
So like in
common area, communal area,
and the
deficiencies.
That makes sense.
And I was told to, like, you can just walk outside the building and just see if there's any cracks in the balcony cement. And also roof and water, just like we would with anything. Just making sure the pipes go into the ground the right way, and some obvious things.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's very easy to get caught up in purchasing something new, and you think new, well, surely there's got to be nothing wrong with that. And I do have a warranty period, but what we find is, and these two examples, Opal Tower and Mascot Towers, that somewhere along the lines of 6 to 10 years on, this is actually the period where problems start happening.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, currently, in New South Wales in particular, 6-year rule on major defects. So the developer gets to walk away and the builder gets to walk away without any repercussions, and you're stuck with funding, which we know now runs into the millions of dollars in raising special levies and funding this defect rectification.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to be able to afford that.
Yeah. And I think the other most important thing is to do a really good comparison check. So, and this is something that we have a lot of success in doing for clients. They'll be focused on one particular building that will be massively overpriced, and we just suggest that they look, further down the street, just across the road, and they might find a property that is much more cost effective, and you can see the history, and it's a much better purchase.
I guess it's unfortunate, but it's a bit of a catch-22 that you can't try before you buy in these circumstances. You can't go for a test drive on an apartment.
No, you can't.
So there's that risk element, and you really have to do your research, dot the I's and cross the T's, and do invest a little bit more into doing those reports.
It's very, very important, and they're there for a reason.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Agree.
I think.
All right. Well, that's interesting chat, and as that evolves, we'll keep you posted.
Yep. Otherwise, thanks for watching.
Otherwise, thanks for joining us. And if you'd like to find us, you can find us across a few social media channels. We'll be on YouTube.
Yep, we're on the Property Mythbusters YouTube channel. There's the Mythbusters Facebook group, and also our own social media, so Avvora, Crave Property and Real Property Manager.
And please like and share the content because that's how we get to spread the word and educate people far and wide.
And address
Share us.
your particular issues, yeah.
Great to see you.
Thank
you.
Bye.